The rise of artificial intelligence has sparked debate about job security across various industries, and coding is no exception. With AI now capable of generating and optimizing code, many wonder if human developers risk becoming obsolete. However, despite AI's rapid advancements, the demand for skilled coders remains strong. Qualities like collaboration, adaptability, and the ability to navigate workplace dynamics are irreplaceable. That said, AI is transforming the job market for software developers. Joining us to discuss the shift is Harjot Singh. He's the Chief Marketing Officer at Zio. Thank you very much for joining us, Harjot. So how has AI changed the way code is written and optimized?
Hi there. So maybe I'll start off with what artificial intelligence is. It's basically a simulation of human intelligence, for those who don't know. So it's simulated by computer systems. And in today's date, we've heard a lot about like ChatGPT, recently DeepSeek, and all of these can basically perform tasks based on their training. And what we're going towards now is models like basically that will basically solve problems like a human. So AI that will solve problems like a human. So those don't exist anymore. So we actually have a long way to get to where AI can basically replace humans. So what's happening right now is if you ask ChatGPT, for example, that, okay, write me this particular code, it will write you the code, but it will not basically problem solve for you because it can only output what it has been trained through, you know. So that's what has been happening recently. So AI is basically lacking things like critical thinking, adaptability, based on like what solution you want. So that is not being that output is not currently being available through these AI tools.
Yeah.
So how I see it is that AI is basically a tool. It's not going to replace you.
It's not going to replace the human being. What I wanted to ask you, Harjot, is why is it essential for developers to understand and interpret code rather than just generate it?
Okay, so when you think of developers, this thing that we do here at Zio Institute is that we teach individuals to problem solve. So developers are problem solvers. They don't just write code. They don't just like create code. You need to be able to problem solve. You need to be able to understand what the client wants, and then generate code based on that. So you can use tools like ChatGPT to produce the code, but it will only produce code that you tell it to do. So that's the developer's job eventually.
So with AI automating more tasks, how are companies changing the way they evaluate and hire developers?
So this is something that we also do. We hire quite a few developers as well. So if you look 5 years ago, you'll go through like coding assessments. Those are things that are not happening anymore because you can literally ask AI to solve the problem for you, and it will type out all the code and you can submit it to the interview. That's how it used to happen. So now a lot of the recruiters are going for problem solvers. So they're assessing your problem solving skills and not just coding tests. So one will basically go through trying to see, so the recruiter will basically look at your portfolio, the code that you've written, how do you look at problem solving. So that's what recruiters are now looking at, and not just the code itself, because that can be done by AI.
So what practical steps should aspiring software developers take to remain relevant and in demand?
I think this it applies to all fields actually, and not just developers. It's basically staying up with the technology that is being released. As a marketer, as a person who's in sales, you need to be able to utilize tools in AI, for example, or just any technology that is being released. And that will basically ensure that you're always ahead of the crowd and ahead of ensuring that you don't like lose your job, because there's that people are scared that AI will take over, but not necessarily, because you can stay up to date and basically make sure that you can utilize the tools to remain in that particular job.
All right. Harjot, thank you so much for educating us around this area that's still new to many of us. That was Harjot Singh. He's the Chief Marketing Officer at Zao.